Marooned on Triton.
Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Marooned on Triton. So, last episode, we got a bunch of resources. Well, a few resources, I guess is a better way to put it. Got a bunch of ice and magnesium so we can start building weapons and powering things and doing all the things we need to do. Our next task is to start getting some drones built. So, I guess let's hop to it and see how that goes. Okay. So I've got one drone ready to go. I guess let's have some light. What I should do real quick is find this. This is the block that's running the inventory manager, which I should probably rename. I want to turn this off. That'll stop the thing running and should mean whatever resources I have down there, it won't start producing more immediately. My goal here, I want to print this drone off and see if I can print it without having, anything missing. I guess let's just hit the button and see how much we use. Again, my goal is that I can print off a few drones and production will keep up, so I don't have any that come off the assembly line partially built and don't have to wait. Okay, so how do I control this thing? So that turns on to welders. That extends the piston out. That raises the hinge so that the drone is in flight position. And that disconnects it. Easy. Alright, well, here goes nothing. As we start it going out. I don't know how much time it needs to produce stuff, but I think I've got it set up that it's not a huge worry. Okay. Well, that looks built. Let's check the old projector. 75 out of 75. Build complete. Alright. Let's see if it looks like we're low on anything.
Energy low.
Aside from energy. And honestly, nah, I think we're pretty good. So it looks like it used about 200 steel plate, 20 grids. I don't remember how many of those or those. Yeah, honestly, that seemed to work all right. Whoop. Ow. I forgot there wasn't... Well, guess I didn't forget. I shouldn't just been paying attention to the railing instead of walking off a ladder. Let's turn that off then. Raise the drone up into flight position. Huh. Well, that didn't seem right. Okay. Well, there's some issue here. Somehow the miner seems to have survived that. Oh. Almost intact, except I think there used to be a thruster here. Okay. Well, my guess is that either the thrusters or the battery on this thing start off.
Energy critical.
And it looks like it's the thrusters. I probably want to change that into blueprint before I print off another one. Given I now have to grind this one down and put the parts back in and reprint it again. Okay, well, learning experience. I know at least I can print them. Let's turn this back on. That'll produce all the stuff back up. Alright. Guess we grind this away. Okay. Time for round 2. I think I press all those buttons? Probably. Okay. So I'm gonna weld a new one. Start that moving out as we go. Once this one's built, I'll kind of... Oh. Alright. I'll raise this one up, and then I should be able to turn on things. Okay, yes, it is complete. Should be able to turn on things before deploying it. Ooh, except... Right. I have another drone up there. Is that the same? If this one's identical, I guess I could just use it. I think it is. We'll assume so. That's not what I wanted exactly. Alright. So let's undock that, which didn't quite go well. Wow, this thing is not well set up. I feel like I maybe forgot some steps. Does this have an event controller? No. I think I'm gonna want one. Let's get it operational. We're gonna make some changes to this design here. Alright. So. We've got our drone. Let's actually turn the thrusters off. So I'm going to want at least one event controller. Maybe 2. Because I want it to do stuff when the connector connects. You know, sort of the default docking, turn off the thrust, turn off all the extra stuff. That way I can just connect them up to the carrier, and once I release them, maybe by unlocking all the connectors, they'll just sort of, you know, take to the sky. That'll take some more setting up, I think. And I should be able to do that when the time comes. So let's slap an event controller on here. Then might as well just do a second. In reality, This event controller can do the same thing. So I need one
Energy
for when it's
low.
connected via connector. And if I use this other one, I can have it set up to detect this merge block. If I can stick a timer on here somewhere, I can have both of them essentially call the same timer, just with different events. What's in here? Oh, a thruster. Right? That was not... There we go. I mean, I think the only spot is right here. So, we'll just continue with our trend of not having much armor on board. We'll just call this launch timer. So, this is where I'm going to have it do all the things. So... Oh no, I'm going to need 2 timer blocks, aren't I? Well, I'd need 2 timer blocks to do it right. Okay, maybe we don't do this quite right. Which may mean I don't need a timer block at all. So, I think the best way to program these sorts of things, you want to have essentially this. You don't want to use groups at all where you can avoid it. Because groups, when I have 5 drones, if I turn on one drone, all the other drones are going to turn that thing on. That when you're printing stuff and, you know, have multiple on one grid, that gets to be tricky. Doing that, where you don't use groups, means that you need to turn on or off each individual block. Now, an event controller, you have 9 sort of actions with the bars down here. You have a when the thing occurs and when the thing stops occurring command in each, which is not very well labeled, but that's how it works. So, you know, with just an event controller, I'm not going to be able to turn on and off each individual thruster. But if I use a group, I can just have, so baddie thrusters, I can have the battery on one. I mean, stuff like the gyroscope, the turret probably, maybe the emotion controller. That way you know it's on because the thing lights up. I'd like to control the AI stuff because I think that could be useful, you know, for launching. Maybe I leave the timer block in. Right? Or maybe I have a 3rd event controller? I'd like some way so that I can have this either launch under AI control or launch under me control with the remote, dependent on, well, what I want at the time. The issue is, if I have the event controller looking at the connector, I can have it trigger when the thing disconnects from a connector, but I don't have a good way to alternate between AI and remote control. I'll figure that out when I get to it, because I'm going to need to figure that out for launching, but we're a long way off from launching drones. So my issue with the drone that's printed down here is I didn't know I need to turn on its thrusters. I believe that's the only thing I need to do. Is the... Yeah, the battery's on auto, so it's just that the thrusters are off. And I couldn't tell which thrusters were which, because the thrusters are controlled by a group, I can't, get up there and look at it specifically. And there was another drone docked over there. I just undocked that drone. So now, maybe let's just make sure these are all one color, and they are. I can just do that. There we go. Drone doesn't fall. Yeah, I think I got 2 into weeds. I don't need to, build event controllers and whatnot. Granted, I'm going to want one. Well, I'll just fix this drone later. Yeah, I don't need to fix all these problems. I don't need to, do stuff with the merge block. I can just do what I just did and all will be fine. Oh boy. I am good at thinking through things. So I'll turn you off. What thing was missing from the hotbar there? I don't know, but it's something in the blueprint. That'll go away once I change this blueprint. So I'm just gonna put that back. I'll set up the one event controller to do with this unlocked. And then I guess I don't strictly need this other event controller. Though I could... Ooh, here's an idea. So if I'm launching one of these drones... Actually, that would backfire. So if I launched one of these drones, either I'm disconnecting it from the ship with the carrier's connectors. That would be if I'm launching it in AI mode. Or I'd take control of the remote and launch it manually from the remote. I could watch the remote and I guess based on... Can I see if I'm in control of a remote in an event controller? No, I cannot. Okay, so that would be trickier anyway. But point being, I could try and use that to differentiate and then... when I launch with, if I'm not in control and launch, then the AI turns on. The big issue there is because how the event controller works, anytime I'm not in control of the remote, if it's looking at the remote, it would turn the AI on, which means right now, if I set up how I was thinking, this drone's AI would kick on, it would fly off to go gallivanting across the nation. So, yeah, that's not going to work.
Energy low.
I think I'm just thinking too hard on this. I'm going to do something, and it's just going to happen. It may be wrong, but at this point I'm so confused about what I'm trying to do, what I'm not trying to do. This isn't working. I'm just gonna do something. So, when connector is connected,
Energy critical.
I die of lack of energy. Good thing I have this chair. When connector, this one, does the connect, I want turn off the thrusters. Then when it disconnects, I want to turn on the thrusters. Then, when it's connected, I want this off. Otherwise on. Battery, I want it to switch to recharge. And then go to auto when it disconnects. Things with gyroscope. Things with turret. I don't think I need to deal with anything else. That should be set up that whenever it connects to a thing, it essentially has the auto docking all the things you need to turn off, turn off. Oh, hold on. That bad idea I had earlier, there is this cockpit occupied thing, but it doesn't count AI controllers. Never mind. Did that break everything? Nope. Did break that though. Curious if there's any way... Removed, integrity. If there's any way to have it switch something when it detects a target. Because currently, I also have the AI set up. I feel like I maybe tried to discover this before and couldn't. But I currently have the flight that makes it fly. Then I have an offensive combat controller and then a basic controller. So this tells it to follow. This tells it to attack the enemy. So if I could switch between the two, kind of on command, that would be handy. I don't think I have that ability. I think we'll just replace this with armor to make it a little cheaper. Got our event controller. So, now if I just turn the thrusters on this, I should be able to copy this over at my previous blueprint and then, well, print off this new version of drone, which should all be set up correctly. So now, thrusters back off. This one I have to set up manually. Yeah, it's going to be easier than grinding it all down and starting from scratch. Well, so that's 2 drones. Let's go make sure the blueprint... Well, I have to reset the blueprint in this. And then we should be able to print off some more. Alright, the thrusters are on and fighting things, which isn't ideal, but... it does mean that I can just do that, and... all is good. Right, so it'll be the closest one. The downside is they do not keep the name of the grid, so they just become small grid whatevers. I guess I might as well go ahead and land some of these. Ooh. Yeah, I never paid attention to the power draw. Hopefully that won't become an issue. Oh, okay, there's the merge.
Energy low.
Alright. I think that disconnected me, so that probably means that the battery went on to the correct thing. I guess we'll be able to see here. Yeah, yellow I think means charging. Thrusters look off. Perfect. And this one, because this is the one I have for sort of quick base defense. I think I will contemplate the value of a docking connector, or of a docking camera,
Energy critical.
and then just go and look at it. Didn't realize I was well off. Mainly in the one axis. I was back far enough, just not right enough. I guess. So before I produce a whole bunch of drones, let's go ahead and make the changes to the carrier that we've been contemplating. Because I think... Well, I think we might as well, and then we can just load the thing up completely with drones. And just because I like the trickle charging. Stick one of those on there out of the way. Then put a hole there. Finish the holes there. Fall out of the ship there. And we can put in some connectors. Normally I'd have done, well, I could do that like the other side where I just have the straight pipe, but because of where my stairs are under there, I feel like I'd prefer have the turret on this side I want to put out that way. Which, oh, I completely cleared that wheel. Let's go ahead and try and do this quickly. There we go. We've got that to weld up. And while we're under here, we go ahead and convert this to one of these. And somehow not have quite enough tubes. Alright. Time to get a bunch of stuff. Probably kill myself by using the jetpack again. Ow. What did I say? Getting all fancy with the jetpack. Whacking my head into wheels. Major mistake learning that I could just flip myself around in the sky. This is why they don't give these things to children. Well, so that's all the bits on the carrier built. Let's go and get some more drones. You know, in truth, I think everything can get built from this position, so I probably don't need to worry about the piston. That should speed things up, because I can fold this hinge down. Nope, apparently I need it in position just to start it. I suppose I can park this one out here. Now the downside of parking them up straight to the carrier is that means the carrier is going to be the thing powering it. Granted, I think the carrier has more power output capacity than the base at the moment, because it has the same amount of batteries but has 2 engines running. I don't know how much ice it has left, but oh no, that's the thing I didn't do. I forgot the merge block needs to be turned on. Let's park this here. Let's see if I can build it. Yes, I can. Okay. Well, so it's 2 buttons I need to hit, but I should be able to hit those fairly easily. My idea is I can have one printing off here while I fly the other one and park it. So, bring you down, turn that on, fly the other one. Now, it does seem to be taking a while. In fact, that intermittent spurting makes it sound like I'm currently building stuff I'm missing. Yeah, I'm out of motors. Okay. Well, but that's good to consider too. Because it's auto-producing things, it's going to be producing them. I don't have to queue anything up. It just kind of queued up automatically. So I can just sit here and wait. It takes a little longer, but at least it's automated. So, yep, build progress complete. Bit of a pain that I have to go into that menu each time to find that out. Yeah, it really seems like motors are my missing link here. I think those take predominantly nickel. Oh yeah, still doing plenty good for that though. So just a matter of output speed. So if anything, I could just have more motors queued up and probably be good. Though I'd have to take time to get that set up. And honestly, having it just kind of auto-build stuff. Sure, I have to wait a little longer at this stage, but I really don't care that much. Try and get this as straight as I can, but kind of hard to do. Also, now I seem to be out of construction components. I guess that's the downside of this. Because it's now producing that many motors, I'm held up on things because other things are in the queue. So maybe I do need to take a break before continuing to build. Well, I suppose that break can be the break of an episode. So, probably give it some time, let resources build up, and then, I don't know, come back a little later, hopefully with everything assembled and ready. Then it's just a matter of kind of, you know, packing, getting ready, and getting on the road, or ice. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. Consider becoming a member with that join button below. And until next week, bye bye.